Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. So today's video it's a little bit of a filler video, if I'm being honest. So as you can see right now, I'm at a lake and it's absolutely stunning, and we do have some insane videos planned for the next week or so here. However, they're not going to be for a couple more days, so I thought I'd do a little filler of a tutorial. It is very raw. It's not the most amazingly edited video, not the most amazingly filmed video. In fact, when I did the Raleigh for it, it was right after my last video, so my arm was hanging off me. I could barely hold on, but nonetheless, I hope you learn from it. That's what the goal of the video is, to help you kind of encourage you to try a Raleigh or to try any trick, and hopefully you get something from it. So just wanted to disclaim that at the beginning of this video, but for now, enjoy the rest of the video and the normal intro. Guten Morgen, lads and lassies, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're going to discuss what is the easiest way to learn a Raleigh, and then of course how do you actually do it. So for those of you who don't know, a Raleigh is like a Superman behind a boat. You basically fly through the air and you can do all the craziest tricks in the world. However, first time viewers of the sport are always going to pick out the Raleigh and go, that one was cool. Now, quick disclaimer, we are a little bit silhouetted, but we've got the lake behind us, and I kind of just think it's a nice little vibe here. Anyway, how do you do the Raleigh? So obviously, as you know, you can Raleigh on the boat, you can Raleigh on the cable, you can Raleigh off a kicker. There's a million different ways you can do it. However, I think the easiest one of all is to learn it off a kicker. Now, the reason I say that is because A, I learned it off a kicker, but also you can kind of cheat the system a little bit, and I'll get more into that later in the video. So I'm actually going to put here on my left hand side the order in which I feel like it's easiest. So up top, easiest one is on a 2-tower cable off a kicker, then it's on a 5-tower cable on a kicker, then it's a 2-tower system with a short rope, then it's a full cable, and then it's boat. So boat is all the way down the bottom, not necessarily because it's the hardest, but because it's certainly the most intimidating. So yeah, today we're going to talk about how to do it on a kicker off a cable, because in my opinion that's one of the easiest ways you can learn it. So the first thing about any trick off a kicker is you've always got to come around the corner and reset yourself, center yourself underneath the cable. Now, for the purpose of this example, we're going to be doing it left foot forward, but if you decide to do it right foot forward, then it's just the mirror opposite. So you're underneath the cable. Now, there's a couple key differences when it comes to doing a Raleigh as opposed to a normal jump off a kicker. The first one is you want to add about 20% more weight to your front foot. The reason for this is it's going to help keep you balanced in the air. So number one, more weight in the front foot. The second one is to actually cut at the kicker a little bit later. The reason you do this is because the later you cut at a kicker, the more height you get, and with a Raleigh you do need a fraction more height and also speed to make the landing as smooth as possible. So we're talking number one, more weight in the front foot. Number two, cut later at the kicker. That's the approach covered. Now, here is where the magic and almost the cheating the system comes into play. So as you go up the kicker and you're on the kicker and you're beginning to get to the top of it, the first thing I do is I then look up to the carrier. The carrier is the part where your rope's attached. You want to look up to that, because when you look up, you stay up. And when you look down, you go down. There you go, you're getting the hang of it. Okay, so basically you want to then, as you're getting to the top of the kicker, be looking up at the carrier. Then as you're taking off, you want to just leave your legs go behind you. You don't actually have to put in any effort to get the board behind you. A lot of people will just try and kick it behind you, but the beauty of the kicker, unlike a boat, unlike air tricks, is that you can just leave the board behind you, and if you relax whilst doing that, the board is going to go the whole way up. Now, it's so important that the whole time this is happening, you're still looking at that carrier. Now, there's an old saying that is, what goes up must come down. Now, I don't have anything on me to show you this. Oh, I'll show you now. So my hat goes up and it comes back down. And it's the same with Raleys. So if you let your legs really go far up, they're going to actually come down easier. So if you try and actually fight it, stay really tense in your core, you're going to struggle to get the Raley up behind you. And I see this all the time. So my advice is really go with it. Let your legs fully just be stuck on the kicker. You can even actually lean on your toes at the top of that kicker. It's going to send the board up. And then to pull it back down, just keep looking up at the carrier. Suck your knees up at the same time to both your elbows. And then boom, it's just like any other trick. That is a very summarized version of how to do a Raley. However, I think it's everything you need. Often with wakeboarding, I think a lot of us overcomplicate things. We think about very specific things when there is an element of it being an action sport or like an extreme sport, and you kind of do have to just send it, particularly with Raleys. And in fact, one of my kind of all-time popular videos was one that I'll link up here, which was how to Raley, and I completely just talked about how it's about getting the balls to do it. And for this trick, it is an element of getting the balls to do it. Being completely honest, it's not actually that technically difficult. I learned it extremely late in my wakeboard progression. However, there's no reason why you couldn't learn all the basics and then get straight into the Raleys. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry it's silhouetted, but I kind of just like this little situation with the lake going on behind us. Plenty of sick videos to come from here. Yeah, we've got a rib coming tomorrow. We're going to do what's possible in the rib. It's going to be fantastic. But for now, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.